WWE 2K24 released earlier this year and has garnered excellent review scores and a positive reception from fans, with many players enjoying the gameplay enhancements and reintroduction of beloved features. Highlights include the return of the special guest referee and improved blood physics. Among the pre-release announcements, one particular change that stood out was the revamped handling of MyFaction content. In a significant departure from previous titles, attires and characters are no longer locked exclusively to MyFaction mode. Instead, these new cards, dubbed Personas, are now accessible throughout the entire game. This shift will be praised pretty much by everyone, as 2K22 and 2K23 had previously restricted some highly desired attires and characters to the MyFaction mode only, causing much frustration among the player base. The WWE 2K community had long felt that their voices were not being heard, despite repeatedly requesting that content could not be confined to a single mode. The change to Persona cards seemed to signal that 2K was finally listening to its fans, marking a hopeful step forward for the franchise. Social media was abuzz with excitement, with some fans even mentioning that they wouldn't even mind paying a small fee for the ability to use these cards outside of MyFaction mode right away. However, this enthusiasm has somewhat backfired. It appears that 2K has taken note of these comments and decided to monetize the Persona cards aggressively. While players are pleased with the broader accessibility of content, the cost associated with these Persona cards is significantly higher than anticipated. What seemed like a fan-friendly move has turned into a costly affair, leaving some fans to feel that their willingness to pay for the MyFaction character cards has been exploited. Join us now as we take a look at the recent drop of 2 new characters to 2K24, which has led to outrage and even one player confirming to have paid $400 just to unlock these 2 characters. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Last week, WWE aired an exciting promotional video announcing the first major DLC release for 2K24, the ECW Punk Pack. This much anticipated DLC pack featured the return of CM Punk to WWE 2K, along with various ECW legends and a selection of extreme weapons like light tubes and a barbed wire baseball bat. The trailer also teased the arrival of new Persona cards in MyFaction mode, including an updated 2024 version of Roman Reigns. However, the excitement didn't stop there. It was later revealed that another Persona card would feature an even more anticipated character, the 2024 version of The Rock's final boss persona. This heel change to The Rock's characters had been a standout during the WWE's road to WrestleMania 40, and fans have been clamoring for this new heel persona to be included in 2K24. The prospect of playing as this heel version of The Rock alongside the updated Roman Reigns generated a huge amount of excitement within the community, yet this enthusiasm was soon dampened as more details emerged regarding the unlock requirements and the designs for these highly coveted characters. It was confirmed that to unlock the Rock 24 Persona card in 2K24, players must repeatedly open new packs called Punches and Promos from the MyFaction storefront. These packs can be attained either by grinding to earn MyFaction points or by spending real money to purchase VC points. Players must hope that the packs that they open contain one of the 5 required cards to unlock the Rock 24, although the odds are decidedly unfavorable. The chance of pulling a Ruby card is a mere 6%, while the odds of obtaining 1 or 2 Amethyst cards are a dismal 2%. Consequently, acquiring the new 24 version of The Rock could necessitate hundreds of hours of grinding or spending a substantial amount of real money. And we're not talking about a few dollars here, we're talking about hundreds of dollars. Unlocking Roman Reigns 24 is somewhat simpler, but still potentially costly for those unwilling to invest excessive hours. Players need to obtain the Sami Zayn Amethyst card from the Punches and Promos packs to participate in a limited time event. However, with only a 2% chance of pulling the Sami Zayn card and the possibility of instead drawing the Kevin Owens card, which is ineligible for the event, the process remains challenging. To unlock Roman Reigns, players must use Sami Zayn to defeat The Rock 24 in a match. While this task is straightforward, it must be completed within a limited time event running from May 18th to May 25th. This time constraint means that after the event ends, there may be no other way to unlock Roman Reigns 24, prompting concerns among players that this is a tactic to encourage immediate spending on packs to avoid missing out on the opportunity to unlock the new Roman Reigns character. Many fans have criticized these mechanics, viewing them as a way to exploit players' fear of missing out. The necessity of either extensive grinding or significant real money spending has tempered the initial excitement surrounding the introduction of these new 2024 character updates, casting a shadow over what could have been a positive addition to the game. Returning to the controversy surrounding the Rock 24 character, the day of its release saw players eagerly speculating whether anyone had managed to collect all 5 cards required to unlock this coveted Persona card. But on Reddit, one player emerged confirming that they had indeed unlocked the Rock 24 in MyFaction. Naturally, the community was curious about how this feat was achieved so quickly and asked if the player had spent real money. To the astonishment of many, the user disclosed that they had spent $400 on VC to acquire the necessary cards. This revelation sparked a mix of reactions. Some criticized the user for spending such a significant amount on virtual character, while others voiced concern over the implications that this could have for future MyFaction persona cards. The fear is that if players are willing to pay $400 for a single character, it might encourage 2K to implement even stricter requirements and more aggressive monetization strategies for highly desired characters in the future. This could potentially lead to a more grueling and possibly more expensive MyFaction experience in 2K24 and subsequent releases. Adding to the frustration, players discovered that the Rock 24 character was not actually the highly anticipated final boss version of the Rock, despite being advertised as such. Instead, the persona is based on his appearance at the Wrestlelamia 40 press conference where he first turned heel, which means the new character had retained the same trance, music, and entrance motion that was already in the game. This revelation was a major disappointment, especially since many fans were hoping for the return of The Rock's popular Hollywood Rock theme and a new entrance motion. The lack of these updates, coupled with the high cost of unlocking the character, led to widespread dissatisfaction. Additionally, it was confirmed that both The Rock 24 and Roman Reigns 24 cannot be edited in the Creator Superstar mode. The restriction means players cannot customize or update the new models with new attires, further diminishing their appeal. The inability to make these new characters their own through customization added another layer of frustration for fans who felt that the effort and money required to unlock these characters was just not justified by their limited functionality and lack of significant updates. Overall, the combination of high costs, minimal updates, and customization restrictions led to many players and fans to question the value of these new characters, casting a shadow over what could have been an exciting addition to 2K24. But could this be a sign of what's to come in 2K25 and beyond? The likely success of MyFaction in 2K24 and the recent additions of both characters to the game are poised to significantly influence how future content is managed in 2K25 and beyond. The substantial revenue generated from these two alone suggests a shift in 2K's approach to content distribution and monetization. This shift may even signal the end of traditional DLC packs in future games, with efforts being shifted to new superstars, attires, gimmicks, and possibly even arenas and weapons being added to unlock in MyFaction instead. These elements will be unlocked behind a substantial grind or a big paywall, marketed as free to earn. However, it's clear that many players prefer to pay to skip the grind, likely resulting in higher overall spending compared to previous DLC models. The release of The Rock could very well be the turning point, illustrating how one character with an extreme unlock requirement can reshape the game's financial model. Years from now, we may look back and remember how The Rock 24 changed the landscape of DLC within the 2K series, making it more and more expensive and challenging to obtain new content via MyFaction. What used to be a $1 DLC character may now cost players hundreds of dollars in packs due to these new practices. These developments reflect concerns we previously expressed about increasing monetization efforts. The Bad Bunny DLC in 2K23, which cost $10 for a single character, was unprecedented for the series and hinted at this shift. But now with 2K24, those fears have materialized, showing a clear trend towards higher costs and more aggressive monetization. What do you guys think though? Are these microtransactions getting worse than EA? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.